We'd like to welcome you to the Boldcasters on Boldcasters. This is episode 15. Hi, I'm Clay.
Brent. Mark, I feel like I'm at a Georgia game.
This is Robert. I understand the reference. Let's go.
Anyways, let's get right into it. Guess the biggest thing going on, no one really cares about the table, but this biggest news. Well, Mark's like coughing up a lung. Sorry about that, people.
I'm like Hillary Clinton.
Yeah. Maybe y'all are long lost siblings.
No, I'm not even voting for her, so don't worry.
Maybe y'all are related somehow. Anywho, since we're on that topic, let's stay there. Presidential debate.
What a debacle.
That was some television right there. That was some must-see TV.
I would have needed to be 3 sheets to the wind to watch that.
Hey, you didn't watch it?
God, no. Why would I want to? I'm not voting for either one of them.
I caught the aftermath.
Same here.
It's I don't even know what to say about Trump. When he threatened the presenter?
Lester Holt?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did at one point.
And why was that acceptable? Why wasn't he thrown out at that point? Is beyond me.
I was on Facebook earlier. I saw a part where Jill Stein and her supporters got arrested outside trying to get her in the debate.
Yes, she was escorted off the stage, I believe.
By the way, to those who are not familiar, Jill Stein is the Green Party candidate for president.
Well, she wasn't invited, so
Yeah.
why was she there?
And Libertarian candidate
Gary Johnson was not allowed to debate, and he had a huge problem with it too on a couple of interviews before and during and after.
Well, welcome to the two-party system. I don't really know what else to say about that.
Yeah, I don't really disagree. I don't really agree with it, but that's the world we live in.
None of us do.
So, we'll go over a couple of highlights. Trump slammed Hillary by saying, "You've been doing this for 30 years. Why haven't you been able to implement any of these ideas?"
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much his Trump card.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Oh. Trump turned a question about releasing his taxes into a challenge to Clinton. If the Republican said he will release his taxes against his lawyer's wishes, if Clinton releases the 33,000 emails she deleted.
So
kind of trumps her a little bit.
So war criminal versus white collar criminal. Okay.
Well, not saying I agree with him, but he makes a valid point there.
They're both horrible candidates.
Oh,
Thank
absolutely.
You. Only reason why they're both still around is because money.
All right, solid take. When Trump hit Clinton hard for a simple apology, she always gives for using a personal server and avoiding government transparency laws.
Because she's a politician.
He said it was a mistake. It was on purpose.
Because there are things that she doesn't want people to see.
We'll just hit a few more of these and move on. After Clinton responded to a question on the unfolding violence in Charlotte, Trump jumped in to say Secretary Clinton doesn't want to use few words like law and order.
Wow.
Well.
Clinton claimed the U.S. criminal justice system has systematic racism in it.
Yeah.
I hate to say this, Clinton's actually right on that.
That's true.
When Trump pushed back on Clinton's claim that Russia was hacked the DNC, it may be Russia, it may be China, it may be someone else that we just don't know.
I'm pretty sure it was Russia, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Mr. Putin.
Yes, of course. She basically tried to insinuate because of their relationship that he basically put him up to it.
Well, he has a relationship with China and Russia. So.
Right, and that's why he was trying to cross the thing. Hillary defended the Iran deal.
Oh, God.
Horrible deal, but yeah.
Definitely horrible. I don't understand why we're even still in the Middle East. I thought we should have left that alone a long time ago.
And last but not least, after Monday's debate, Team Hillary will need to go back to draw on the momentum to find a strategy that will stop Trump's current momentum. So that's pretty much.
I thought she was leading the polls after the.
From what I hear, they're about even, and here's the deal. Trump really doesn't have that much momentum either, so both of them need to find a way to get.
It's not something we really want to bore everyone with, because I'm pretty sure we bored everyone the last 10 minutes there. 5 minutes seemed a lot longer.
I thought it was 30.
Yeah, it's really depressing.
It
honestly,
feels like
because my thing is, out of the 330 plus million people that we have in this society, we found these two idiots to be the
it's Dumber 3.
to be the next leader of the free world.
It's giant douche versus turd sandwich 2.0.
I mean, I don't know. I've got nothing. I'm gonna be honest. So
I'd rather see.
We're moving on from this because I just don't even want to talk about
Mr. Garrison and Caitlyn Jenner run.
So let's move on to our next topic. Elon Musk.
Could be interesting. I don't know how he's going to pull it off.
Neither do I. What are they going to do? Have a bubble?
Yeah, well, the idea is he had a whole video going on today. Released everything on Twitter. A whole video segment. I mean, in full detail on what he wanted to do. Very intriguing on how he wants to go about it.
By the way, how is this guy famous again?
Because he's rich.
He's the one that was leading the Mission X project, or SpaceX project.
No, but I'm saying, how is he famous outside of space?
That's pretty much it.
Well, I'm pretty sure he's got some other endeavors he's been in.
Yeah, I swear he has something else. I'm just trying to remember off the top of my head.
So, I mean, when you've got someone with that kind of monetary value, they usually have multiple things to their record. I mean, he was born in South Africa. He's a Canadian, American business magnate, investor, engineer, inventor. He's got a pretty good profile.
Yeah, sounds good.
His plan is he simply wants to get humans to Mars. Plans to get a startup rocket or startup idea with Mars, get a big rocket ship, and head on off to Mars. He's got the whole thing planned out, similar to what he had for SpaceX, but in a much larger design.
It's a big idea. I'm not really comprehending how it would work in the long run.
I'm with New Decker on that one.
Well, he's got everything laid out. Basically, each of the SpaceX vehicles will take 100 passengers on a journey to Mars with trips planned every 26 months. Tickets per person might cost $500,000.
What's the time frame to get to Mars?
Let's say
A few days.
2 days.
So a few days.
No, it's gonna be more than a few days to go to Mars.
Takes some more time to get to the moon, I thought.
Takes a day or so to get to the moon.
Yeah, so I said a few days. So maybe about a handful, maybe to 10 days.
Yeah. It's going to take much more than that. The trip would be planned for 26 months.
So take a little over a year to get there?
Yep.
I thought somewhere around that. That's...
I thought it was a little less than that, but...
Well, they don't have light speed quite yet.
Yeah. But they said they plan between 40 years to a century before a city could be self-sufficient on Mars. He talked about the Mars Colonial Transporter. I mean, he's got a lot of very rudimental,
progressive ideas.
very progressive ideas. But I'm not really sure where he's getting the idea, where he's getting the funding and all this stuff. But it's a long shot to see if this is all going to come to fruition. To be
If
honest.
he has the funding, I mean, it's a possibility, but
Well,
who's
he's-
going to be on the line?
He's got some backs from like Amazon and different things of that nature.
Yeah, it's just
And NASA's involved, but I don't see how well NASA's involved because NASA's got like
nothing.
really
Not anymore.
much. I mean, they're still
They're
They
a
quit doing
brand-
space travel at one point, didn't they?
right. That's what I'm saying. Well, that's my point. There's still a
moratorium, basically.
public sector. Well, I mean, they're
Yeah.
private sector, but they're still publicly funded. So it's a very gray area to see how this is going to work
They're
out.
defunded right now
Yeah. So
under the current
this
regime.
is still very new. So a lot more details kind of work out. We've got it on the Twitter. So if you want to look at it and kind of read into it, we'll talk more about it there. But it looks like it could be something new because we haven't seen anything space age wise. In our lifetime, to be honest.
I mean, it is, but who's going to pay $500,000 for it? That's the biggest deal.
Why not?
There's
I
plenty of
understand.
people that would do that.
But
I
I'm
don't
saying-
think the tickets are the issue. It's just the fact if you're willing to take the time on the space.
Yeah,
route.
that's more or less what it is. It's not the price. It's the
price
actual.
is
It's actual. No,
pretty high. $500,000 is a lot of money for
well,
a
they said it could
normal
go down.
person.
It could go down to 200,000.
All right, well, still.
But my
either
thing
way, it's
is,
still a
if
lot
you
of
have
money.
a chance to go to Mars, you're not taking this. You're taking this.
Yeah, this
Very
isn't
true.
no trip. This isn't no
Practical
trip to
level.
California. or
You're
Vegas.
not taking a drive to California. You're
But
going
I'm
to
taking
Haiti.
it to
You're not
This
going to
isn't
Haiti. You're
Epcot,
not going
so-
to Epcot. You're
I
not going
under-
to Australia.
I understand, but I'm also trying to be practical with it too.
I would do it if I had the money.
If I had $500,000 to
And there's plenty of
throw
people
away,
that do
There's
yeah.
nothing practical about going to outer space for any of us
And-
sitting in this room.
That's the whole point.
If I had
That's the whole
to
point of
throw
this
away-
idea. It's still a Kickstarter. It's still a lot of development that has to go on.
I think-
We have not gone past the moon.
You can't take money when you die. You might. I mean, if you get
Right.
a chance to go to
That's what I
space once in a
If I
lifetime,
had
May have
it
to worry
to
about the
throw
money.
away,
You may not have to worry about it because that would be the only money you have. You may not even make it past there. This is the general point we're saying. Some people may just throw this money into it because it's a one-way trip. Now you see my point?
you're saying they might just stay there.
yes.
Yes, this is the whole point to colonize Mars.
Okay.
Yeah. So one flight ticket, pretty much.
For the most part. Yeah, not like just a scenic route going around. We're gonna flip around, and you
Yeah,
got
this
a
is
tour,
the National
you got
School
a
Bus.
yeah, you got a tour guide going. Oh, this is what Mars looks like. Check out the window. You get to check out the polar ice caps. And I'm coming right back.
You sound like the dude from Family Guy right now.
Well, I mean, as you made it out to be like a 3-hour tour. 3-hour tours of Mars.
I was thinking a few
I mean,
days.
it's amazing.
Mars is pretty far away, sir.
Yeah, I'm well aware it's not that close, but
Well,
Not that close.
I mean, if it was that close, I would imagine we probably would have made it there since beforehand.
How long did it take a satellite drone to get there?
Yeah, it's taken a while. But anyways, we'll move away from this boring talk and get to some more boring talk. Disney, in technology and entertainment news, Disney could be looking to buy Twitter.
well,
Thoughts?
They bought everything else.
I mean, they
I
bought
mean, yeah.
Marvel. I mean, they didn't
Bought
tarnish
Star
that at
Wars.
all. Yeah.
well, there goes uncensored Twitter.
That was kind of one of my thoughts.
Maybe they might extend the characters.
I
That
think,
too. That would be interesting.
I don't think they would touch Twitter. I just think they would make money.
But I think they're gonna censor Twitter.
I don't think they would. I mean, they didn't do anything to Marvel.
Difference
Marvel's
is
exactly the
Marvel's
same.
also
Still,
Marvel.
still
You
ran
kinda
by the
can't.
originals.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like Star Wars. They still let the old,
They
They
literally.
still have the old people making the stories and the drawings.
So why wouldn't they do the same thing with Twitter? Why would they touch something that works?
Uh,
They're
like
just
buying out
going to
a
make
company.
money.
When you buy out the company,
It is
you still
kinda
have to
true.
run the stuff.
That's what they did with Marvel. That's what they pretty much did with Star Wars. I mean, it's
We
just
talked about a
smart
little
business.
racism in the Star Wars a little bit.
Yeah, they did.
A little Nazism there.
I have no idea what you're talking about the last film, sir. I did not see that at all.
No, of course
He
not.
didn't like that kind of stuff.
That's,
It
Well,
didn't
close to the
the
blood.
the last film did not exist to him.
Yeah.
But that's a different story for a different show.
Then yeah, and also the thing is with Disney, Disney tends to like to be a little bit kid friendly with a lot of their adventures as well. Though.
I don't think you've ever seen shows like Gravity Falls. I mean, Disney's not what you're thinking.
I've seen their television channel and all that. And their
Okay,
television channel is very kid.
There's more than what
There's more than what you see in Disney right there. That's just
Yeah, this isn't Halloween Town. I mean, this is...
They're not going to just buy Twitter and turn it into Howdy Doody.
Yeah, you're not going to see Mickey Mouse go. Mickey Mouse is not going to go. Oh, you can't say that. I mean,
there's
not going to do that.
I definitely don't think there will be porn on Twitter anymore.
Wow. Okay, we know what you use for Twitter. I mean,
it's news to me. I didn't know that was a possibility.
Actually,
this is apparently his highlights of
no,
social media.
I don't use it for porn. I know people who do.
Disney
but I
will
don't.
probably most likely, if they do buy out Twitter, they will probably really favor the Gators.
Yeah, they would. They really would.
Because they like them hanging around their ponds and whatnot.
Yeah, I mean,
No, there is a sign. Let's
sign.
bring that up. There is a sign. And if you can't read, then maybe you shouldn't go to Disney. So,
or if you're too stupid to ignore the sign,
well,
stay away.
Well, I know
anyways,
lawsuits.
well, they got money to just pay that off.
There's talk about it because they're talking with their people about the acquisition. But at the same time, this may not be really Disney's MO because, what the hell is Disney really going to do with Twitter? The only thing I could foresee is the ESPN deal.
Mm-hmm.
Because Disney owns ABC, which owns ESPN.
Twitter Sports.
Right, which there actually is a Twitter Sports. But they could basically manipulate because of what's been being done with the Thursday night football, which has been tested. It's actually done very well, good ratings. You could then get, Thursday night football and Monday night football, more college football, and maybe something else, Dancing with the Stars on Twitter. Or give me another Disney show that you watch, Mark.
I'm actually going to surprise you and say that I've been watching this on Netflix, Girl Meets World.
There you go.
I actually do watch that, but that's because I was also a fan of Boy Meets World, so...
Whatever makes you sleep at night, bro. Anyways.
Yeah.
But...
Topanga is still hot, by the way.
Thank you for sharing. But it would be an uncharacteristic acquisition because they acquired Pixar, Marvel, and Lucasfilms. However, they all combined to make $15.5 billion.
Oh yeah, big money.
Big money.
$1 billion.
Currently, its market cap for Twitter is at $16.4 billion.
So an extra $1 billion.
Yeah, the advertising low for Disney would be just bank.
Yes, but this would still be an investment more than all three of those enterprises that they have acquired in the last 20 years.
But with the way things are going, like you already said, with football alone, it's a smart business.
There's a lot of things they can promote on it and do things. And logically, I could see them doing it, but it would be a little out of their stratosphere.
I agree. I think it's honestly a long shot for them, but it's a possibility if they have the right business model for it.
So, I don't know. I'll definitely be interested to see how this progresses. And Twitter's looking for buyers. Someone's going to pick it up, whether it's Disney, whether it's somebody. Someone's going to snatch them up. So we'll move on from that. Keep you abreast of that situation. And if any news, we'll break it on Boldcasters or Boldcastify Twitter. And other tech news, we have
Snapchat spectacles. Why $130 for a pair of camera glasses is not a crazy idea. They look goofy though.
They do look goofy. I don't know.
I'm good, thank you.
But Google Glass died an awkward joke, but maybe this could be something different. They're a lot cheaper, or at least they appear to be. Because the idea from what we're seeing, they could go somewhere in the 130 range.
About normal for a pair of sunglasses nowadays.
Yeah. They're designed to...
Speaking of, Mark's going to put his on.
Mark's going to look like Geordie LaForge now from Star Trek.
Okay with that.
Breaking news, you cannot take pictures with those.
Yeah, I really don't care.
Anyways.
Or work on the reactor core.
Yeah, he doesn't really work on the reactor core in back.
I probably could actually work on
You
the
can
record.
only do 10-second videos at the time, which is basically what snaps are. I'm sure you can probably do filters.
So I'm assuming this is like a Bluetooth links to your phone.
Yes, that is generally the idea. You can't do selfies.
Of course not. It's
So,
classes.
yeah, well, duh. It's attached to your daggum face.
They're basically angling to go like the GoPro idea, because like now Periscope's aimed up with GoPro. You've got someone else aimed up with Facebook Live. They definitely have their own different look because they've got two small cameras on each side on each lens. Very circular lenses. They're sunglasses actually. I mean, they don't look terrible, but you can definitely tell they've got a Snapchat feature to them. Because Snapchat has actually become Snap Inc. So they've decided to move on to a different, more proper name. You can be paired with Bluetooth or Wi-Fi. They will be placed inside the case to recharge. So Snap's spectacles. Still not much on them, like details on how much information they can hold, how you can spin stuff off. But they've definitely got a weird look to them. Would y'all get any?
No.
Well, Mark will never get any.
Mark does not like technology.
I
Mark
wear
would never-
I don't
Glasses.
mind technology. I just am not for bad technology.
How do you know it's bad?
I don't think it's bad.
It looks
but
ridiculous.
I wouldn't wear a second pair of glasses.
Have you seen a picture of it?
I've seen some pictures of it. It just looks ridiculous to me.
But you don't know the technology's bad.
But I know it looks bad.
I think it's just bad because you personally will not use it. You're not looking at the big picture.
You have a very opinionated.
No pun intended.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's not that I wouldn't use a spy camera. I just
That's okay. All right.
That's way too much. We're gonna move on from there. Anyways, this is gonna be interesting to see what direction they go here with the spectacles. We'll keep you up to date on them, and if any news breaks or they release the prices or features, we'll make sure to post it on the Boldcastify Twitter or Boldcasters. So moving on to local news.
dailies.
And just as an update, we take it back and move into sports news. And as an update, Netflix and Nudecker and Mark's Hot Takes will be on Periscope in a separate feature.
Absolutely.
Hey.
So let's go to the sports desk. What you got, Mark?
Alright, well, Marlins ace pitcher, and one of the most promising arms in baseball, Jose Fernandez, unfortunately died in a tragic boating accident over the weekend. He's 24. The Cuban ace was one of the rising stars in Major League Baseball, and it was also a great story about his escape from Cuba and how he ended up being drafted and all that, and his meteoric rise up, and now unfortunately
Yeah, he
The
escaped
Marlins.
from Cuba.
the Marlins have lost a cornerstone of their rotation.
Yes, and a good person.
Yes,
From what
I've
what's
heard,
been described.
yes. And then, of course, one of the greatest golfers of all time.
And a good drink.
Yes, a very good drink, half and half, a little half iced tea, half lemonade. Mr. Arnold Palmer, the king.
Yeah, the unsweetened version is the Tiger Woods.
Best man to
He
wear
was
the
87.
green jacket.
Yes, the King unfortunately left on a Sunday morning.
He was easy on Sunday morning, unfortunately.
But yes, it was definitely unfortunate to see him go. He has a very elaborate history. He was definitely one of the more pioneers of golf.
Him and Jack Nicklaus.
Yep.
That little the king and bear.
Yep, one of the only collaborations the only collaboration I believe they ever did.
Is within an hour from here.
Yes,
The World Golf Village.
as we are located in Jacksonville, Florida, for anyone that does not know.
Yes.
It is just down the street in St. Augustine.
Just north of St. Augustine.
Yep, he has 95 professional wins. He turned professional in 1954, retired 2006. He was
Yeah,
at
because he
for a
was
while.
on the senior
Even did some
tour
of
for
Geraldo
years too.
commercials.
He did what?
Xarelto commercials.
He did.
Yeah,
yeah.
that's true.
He was doing the Xarelto drug commercials when he died.
Yeah, did
When
it with
he-
a couple
when
of
he
guys.
died?
Kevin Nielsen,
Well, maybe not
Brandon Vickers.
when he died, but he was doing it.
Okay.
That was what he was
All right.
doing
Okay.
for money.
Wow. He needed the money. Okay.
No, I
he
said that's
just
what-
approved the medications that helped him.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that's why he did it.
So Masters wins. He
endorsing
had
it.
4 Masters wins in 58, 60, 62, and 64. He had a U.S. Open one in 60. The Open Championship in 61 and 62, and the PGA Championship in 64, 68, and 70.
He was the best golfer around till Jack Nicklaus came along.
Wow.
Very bold statement.
That is a bold statement on this bold telecast. He's got numerous awards that we could keep going through for.
Yeah, much respect to Arnold Palmer.
Yes.
We
Rest in
really
peace.
do wish him to rest in peace.
So, I guess we'll move on from there. And a quick step back to Jose.
Fernandez.
Yes. The Marlins all wore the number 16 out of the mound in respect to him as they played the Mets the other night,
And D. Gordon hit a home run on the first at bat,
which
and
is amazing. And
he
was very emotional.
basically
Yeah.
he was crying as he rounded the bases. They said, and kind of gave one of those feels, a point in the air.
Yeah. Okay. In case
Beat
people
the chest
couldn't
and
hear,
point the air.
he beat his chest and then pointed to the sky because people can't really hear.
Yours sounded pretty hollow.
Yeah, it did kind of sound hollow.
Check into that.
Might want to get that looked at. But
I am a little hollow on the inside at points.
I don't know.
Mine's just fat. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah, I'm not really sure where to go from that one. But, anyways, from basically my understanding is they went out on a motorboat and hit a little land strip somewhere about 3 a.m. about 55 miles an hour, and all three on board the boat flipped and
That was it.
unfortunately hit the river, and that was the end of it. Fortunately, I would not recommend riding a boat at 3 a.m. with alcohol. Rest in peace.
Yep.
He's
It's a learning lesson.
He's now down in the Atlantic with Davy Jones' locker.
I'm pretty sure they were able to find the
Pretty sure they
remains.
found him.
Well, his soul was in the Atlantic with Davy Jones' locker.
Not sure that's biblical, but
Um,
we'll go with it.
Okay, we're moving on. I'm not.
Leviticus 32:12.
No.
Yeah.
references.
Anyways, we're living in sports news right now, so let's go back to local news, or go to local news. Where I quit.
Dailies will have its name on the Dailies Place, aka the amphitheater.
Yeah, that looks good.
And it will be on their daily.
It'll be on their dailies. Dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee-dee.
Great joke there from Mr. Surfer.
All right.
Yeah. But looks to be a big thing coming from them. Their owner, or the person that manages the dailies,
Proprietor.
yes, they just decided to put everything in there, and I'm trying to remember the exact how basically everything was laid out, but generally they've been around since, I want to say
Mid 2000s?
mid 2000s somewhere.
Yeah, they basically almost all the Shell stations in town are.
Yes,
Dailies
they
convenience.
acquired them.
I know there's still one on Blanding for a Shell. It's been a long
Yeah,
time.
there's not a lot of Shells left.
No.
Yeah, they acquired the shells. I want to say like mid 2000s or something, but they basically
Yeah.
they acquired them under the brand and created the Dailies brand.
Yeah, they have really nice convenience stores, by the way.
Yes, they do.
They're alright. I like some Winn-Dixie, 10 cents off the gas, so I'll go with a Shell.
Yeah. Dailies and Gate to me have the best convenience stores, by the way, but we digress.
No, they definitely do. It's definitely one of the best convenience stores in town.
It's nice and clean. And they always have good convenience store food.
Yep, and now they've actually got their stores on their name actually on the amphitheater. It's a big move for First Coast Energy.
I would think so.
They do work.
They were founded in 1996, 97, I believe, as First Coast Energy. I believe there was something else prior to, but now they've acquired a bunch of Daily stores, they acquired a bunch of BP and Shell stores.
And rebranded.
Because I remember we used to have a lot of BPs around here.
I miss Hess.
I miss Hess too. I do.
Yes, which is now the convenience
But
stores.
they've really turned the tide with these Daily stores in the last 5-10 years. They've really stepped up to compete with Gate.
Yeah. First one I remember was in the town center, honestly.
And I'm glad that Pilot.
Yeah, I believe you're right. That's the first one I really remember.
Another one I'm glad about that's in town is Pilot now. Having a nice one right by where I work now.
Okay. Talking at UPS?
Yeah,
Okay.
on Pritchard. They got
Okay.
one with an Arby's and a
Not everyone
Cinnabon
knows where you
inside.
work.
They got an Arby's and a Cinnabon inside.
Yeah, usually the pilots are found on the side of major highways and thoroughfares,
I'm just happy
down out of town or.
Yeah, because the closest one to where I was Baldwin. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
interesting.
you had to go out. You had to go out of town to go to a Pilot.
Right.
Yeah.
All right, pro pilot there.
Yeah. Engine
But,
15 to open it downtown.
But Dailies has 42 stores open 24 hours, 7 days a week. They've added now 14 Dailies stores in South Florida.
Hmm?
The Dailies Dash, as in it's like a miniature Panera inside of some of their convenience stores.
Yeah.
Because they used to have like some Subways and some of them.
Yeah, the one by my dad's had one. Yeah.
Anyways, they've started kicking some of those out and putting in the Daily Dashes.
Smart move.
Basically trying to do their own brand, build their own brand, and get it further. But they're definitely in good competition with the 7-Elevens, the racetracks, and the Gate Petroleums, of course, as that being the standard
Pilot, yeah.
So I don't know. It's a big, and the gist of the whole thing is it's a big move for them to have their name on the amphitheaters.
Yeah, it's the best. It's really big for them, honestly.
Yeah. So it just shows how far they've come in this town with it not being named Gate or something.
Yeah, not Gator Pilot, definitely.
So
Yeah.
it's nice to see. So moving on from that, we'll look at
Engine 15.
Engine 15 opening a new facility downtown.
Hey, good beer. More good beer.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on it, Brandon?
I like it.
I like it. That's all I tell you.
I want to buy one, get one free. That's what I want.
I can't dispute that one.
I agree with New Decker. I'd love some free samples. Thank you.
Well, they had a soft opening during the Beer Fest last week, which I'm supposed to go down to, but that's another story. Beer Fest closed out. They said they've established the hours are going to be very much the same as the Beaches one. The new location will be located at 633 Myrtle Avenue North. So they're pretty much right there in Brooklyn, downtown-ish.
Yeah, it'd be an interesting location. I mean, not everyone works down there, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
You mean you don't work at Myrtle?
No.
Man.
Downtown location will be open from noon to 8:30 on Fridays and Saturdays for this weekend. But will be closed for Sunday, and that was from last weekend, to be honest. Regular hours will commence on October 7th, which will be Friday 4 to 8, Saturday 1 to 8. Tap room will be seated inside. Engine 15 will be open seasonally rather than year round.
I don't know what to say about that. Beer seasonal?
Yeah, I mean, I guess this one's just going to be more of a seasonal location. It has 2 buildings that they own right there. So one's going to be like a glass factory, and one's going to be more for events. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one progresses. I definitely want to go check it out. In other news, something we all love to hear. Stellar starts construction on $8.1 million church addition on the west side.
1.8 million dyslexia, mother effer.
No dyslexia.
Yeah, I do have a slight case of dyslexia. What can I say?
$1.8 million addition for Trinity Baptist. Yeah, like they really needed more room.
Yeah. The
That's what happens when you recruit illegally on your football team. Bring in recruits and stuff and win all those championships.
Coming from the mouth of one who was on their football team at one point, if I'm not mistaken. Yourself.
the 11,273 foot connector plaza will be built at the existing church property at 800 Hammond Boulevard. I know that address well.
Yes, I don't understand why they would need more stuff. They already have a huge building over there. They have multiple huge buildings over there.
Well, why not have more? The addition will serve as a new front entrance. So they already had a new front entrance.
Yeah, they already take up like
Didn't
3
they
or
already
4
change the
blocks.
front
Yeah.
All right. It's
Less
an addition.
traffic, we'll just call it.
I guess. The addition will serve as a new front entrance and also as a gathering area between the sanctuary and another building. The new space will be designed as a family room and welcome center, and also include a check-in area for children, cafe, bookstore, play area, restrooms, hospitality area with seating.
Okay.
So it's turning into a church mall?
Into a Starbucks. A church Starbucks.
Well, in their quote, they've said, "We've enjoyed working with the Trinity Baptist Church over the past 2 years and look forward to future projects, including upcoming plans for their church, school, and college."
Yes, they
Said-
have a seminary.
Said
on
Richard
campus.
Lovelace, Vice President of Stellar Commercial Group. Groundbreaking will be October 2nd. Whew.
So I guess
that place has changed a lot since I was last there.
So I guess
Little
they're making all that I guess for the seminary mostly,
I'm guessing. So
because I would think a cafe and all that would service the seminary more than the church itself.
yeah, I'm sure we'll go across the whole kit and caboodle. So with that, we bid adieu to local news since it's a little light there. And let's check in on news of the weird.
I got this one. I like it.
Hold on.
Go with your horses there,
We're
Mr.
going
Chitty.
to news of the weird. You know what that means.
It is time.
It's time for a little Periscope action. So, ladies and gentlemen, if y'all want to kick in, you got to join us on some Periscope. So, follow us on Boldcastify. And switch over right now if you want to listen to Mr. Nidecker and everyone else. Check in on their ideas and thoughts. Now let's see how this rodeo goes.
Well, it is news of the weird.
It is.
All right, you want to start this one off, sir?
I'm going to start it off.
Yes, Mr. Chitty.
All the way from New Orleans, some Cajun girls go for the right to bare breasts and butts. I myself wouldn't mind bearing something like that.
I am all in favor.
Basically, all these Jane Does say the state of Louisiana is robbing them of their ability to express themselves and doing so in a way that discriminates against their gender. These women, of course, exotic dancers, all under the age of 21, and therefore be barred from performing in strip clubs in about a week. Louisiana begins enforcing a new state law, so obviously you have to be 21 or over to be a exotic dancer, aka
Working at
stripper.
Titty Bar.
In a federal lawsuit, the dancers say the law violates the First Amendment by denying them freedom of expression and violates the Constitution's equal protection clause by unfairly targeting women. Last I checked, you couldn't walk around butt naked.
I really love the beginning of the
Well, you're-
article because they
yeah,
call
not
them
here.
Jane Doe 1, 2, and 3. Are they just assuming they're dead inside because they're strippers? I mean,
Yeah.
that's a
Yes.
question I have.
Or
I
they
guess.
could all be Jane.
Or they just
That
don't want
would
to
be
name
interesting. A
them.
little family action, maybe.
Yeah, I mean,
Or they're just unnamed because they're wanting to protect their identity.
You should say hi to Justin.
Hello, Justin.
Hello, Ginger.
hello, Ginger.
All I could say is about this whole deal is, I mean, they're strippers. That's what they do for a living. My question is, why is there such a problem? As long as they're 18 and up, they can do porn at 18. Why can't they strip?
Maybe it's
Cool
alcohol,
glasses, Mark.
liquor. I don't know. Liquor license issues. Who knows?
18-year-olds can serve liquor. They just can't drink it unless they're in the military.
Yeah. Have you been to a strip club, Mark?
Yes,
you seen
I
what
have.
happens there? I mean,
Yes, I have.
sometimes it gets poured on certain bodies at certain points. So,
Yes, it is very accurate.
Maybe that's a legal issue there.
Yeah, they're probably trying to steer them away from it. Also,
And
they're
there's
hoping to. Think of it this way: they're probably hoping to have them make better choices.
And
If
just
they
'cause-
hold them off to 21, they're probably a little bit in better frame of mind. They've thought out the process a little bit.
I mean, I just say it's more.
They have a little more
18 to
foresight.
21 private parties.
As I have said, I believe they're old enough to do porn. They ought to be old enough to do stripping.
Well, here's good news for you, Mark. Actually, one of the Jane Doe's 18-year-old, also LSU student, said that she plans on becoming a prostitute when they enforce this law, or she loses her job as a stripper. So, all hope has failed.
She's 18. There's grass on the field.
This is true.
All right, Kid Rock reference.
We're in a battleground state. Yeah.
Grass on the pitch. Let's
All right, Mark. That's not necessary. The idea of the law is to make it a little bit more.
I think it's to deter people, maybe make some better life
Yeah,
decisions.
you want to try to
maybe,
deter them from going to that life, just as he described with this LSU student who has. I mean, they're an LSU student, so they're obviously you're trying to turn them away from. They've already have one thing wrong in their life, but you're trying to turn them away from.
That's Clay's bootyism for the day.
Yeah. So you're trying to turn them away from that direction.
Oh, no,
So you want
strippers
to at least hold them
Now,
off for a couple of years.
I'm not endorsing it as a life choice, but I'm just
Trump
saying
will protect them.
Some
I'm not
strippers.
endorsing it,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying if they want to be strippers, that's their decision. And if they're old
Yes.
enough to do porn,
I agree.
well,
I agree.
they'll
It
be
is.
old
It
enough
is
to
their
do
decision.
stripping.
Some strippers just do it because they have bills, they have
Make Periscope
college
great again.
tuitions or something to that nature. I
Definitely.
mean, that's the reason why they do it. But at the end of the day, it's state law, and I really doubt strip clubs are going to care enough to really check ID at the end of the day.
No, I'm
course.
pretty sure they're.
I don't think it's
don't
going to be
think
much
they
of a
care.
difference.
I'm pretty sure if it even does go through, it's not going to
me.
last, and no one's going to really worry about it. So,
Nobody's going to care.
so with that, thank you for turning into the news of the weird, and for listening to the Boldcastify Hour and the Boldcasters on Boldcastify. Would Trump outlaw strip clubs? Perhaps he would.
Unfortunately. No, he wouldn't actually. He does do Miss America and all that stuff. So I
what
doubt
does
he
Miss
would.
America have to do with strip clubs?
He's already seeing chicks in bikinis. Why would he care if they're stripping all the way? He's Donald Trump.
Solid take there, Mark. Anyways, he'd outlaw fat chicks.
Yes, that he might.
That's
Matt
our
Bernie's not up in there.
that's our Justin take for the evening.
He might
Everyone
outlaw
knows
fat
Justin
chicks.
from the football show and occasionally on the
sometimes.
Boldcaster show. Anyways, on that note, we're going to tune out. Thanks for listening to the Boldcasters. Brandon, Mark,
Farewell so long.
and Rob, and myself, Clay, tune into the Boldcasters on Twitter, on Boldcastify on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and whatever your social media you can think of. Have a great night.
POF.
Farewell, so long. Fia, say goodnight.